Do you know that when your brain feels curious, it is, first of all, it requires safety. You cannot feel curious when you're not safe. And when your brain feels curious, it emits dopamine in anticipation of an information reward. The same basal ganglia that looks for food treats, the human brain treats information as a reward when it's something you're curious about. And when that dopamine comes online, dopamine is something that is not actually for reward, it's for motivating learning. So it motivates you to work, and your brain gets rewired more quickly. So I guess like when you started talking about your son and then you said you worked with what motivates him, my second answer to that person who's got a kid on a pony is learn about that kid's, what lights them up, and put it into that. There's a study that was actually done in, I think it was Nigeria, that's so brilliant and so easy. They were teaching kids math, and they gave them, and this was like secondary school math, and they gave them a 10-minute interest survey. Where do you like to shop? What do you buy? Who are your friends? What's your name? And then they did this math instruction where they personalized the problems. So Rupert went to the store to buy whiskey.
IPA.
Yeah, there you go, an IPA. And and then you do the math in that. And of course, you and I know this because we're parents. The kids who had the math wasn't taught differently at all. It was just taught in a context that the kid cared about, which meant that you get curiosity kind of by periphery.
Sure.
And they learned more. And so this is like in my writers group, I had a friend tell me, you're like one of those moms who puts vegetables in dessert because I'm curious about the brain and I don't want to be. And like, yes, that's the secret sauce.
It's interesting. We have a whole thing within Horseboy method and movement method of before we see someone trying to, as you say, get as much info as we can.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to know all the motivators. We want to know
Yeah.
if they're into Pokemon, well, what aspect of Pokemon,
Yeah.
who are
Yeah.
the characters, what are they, and we'll tailor it all around that.
Yes.
But
Yes.
also what do they hate?
Yeah.
And we find that that's as important too. So,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's sensory, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they hate this, that. So we're going to, great. These things we can, there's perhaps back to your point about distraction. We can then try to eliminate as much as possible those smells, those noises, those characters, those types of things from the environment that we're going to work in. So that, and if we then maximize the things that are the motivators, well, then presumably we've got a better chance. But one thing I often see in the therapy world, sadly, is a lack of curiosity.